Hello, hello, Chalkin History friends. Long time no see. My gosh. Didn't realize it's been so long. Hold on, we need to adjust here. Whoops. Knocking stuff all over the place here. All right. Say hello, hello, hello. Whoops. That lowered it. See if we're live. We are live. All right, guys. Hello. It's been a while. Traveled late last weekend, like Thursday, I think it was. And then just was really busy with my kids, or my daughter and her husband, trying to help them get into their house. So doing just all kinds of projects. A little bit of sitting around, just watching them do some projects, but they are in. All went well. Say hello. Let's get this sprinkled. Say hi. If you see that red live box, that means you are live with me. Otherwise, you're checking out the replay, so you can rewind, you can pause, you can fast forward to the end. Whatever you would like to do, give us a heart, give us a thumbs up, give us a share. I appreciate you all. All right. I'm just going to put this there, wait for some comments. Okay, we are going to play with our 3D decorative eggs today. And there's no chalking involved. Absolutely. Could you chalk on these? Yes, you can. But I thought I would use some old scrapbook pattern paper that I've been trying to get rid of for like the longest time. And I thought these colors were perfect for Easter. So I thought, why not use it, right? Let's use what we have. So you get 6 pieces of the 3D decorative eggs. You get a small, medium, and large, and they kind of just intertwine like so. That one there, and then this is the biggest. So fun and so small enough to use in little nooks and crannies of your house, on a tier tray, wherever. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to jazz these up a bit. Okay, so this is the Chalk Tour 3D decorative eggs. 6 pieces is what you get. Okay. Old scrapbook paper pack. Let's see what we have in here. And it's reversible, no less. So we have this wavy pattern. Actually, these would go great in our South Carolina place. So here's another one. So you got 2 of those. We got 2 of these. And then 2 of the green, which is pretty. 2 greens. Cardboard, we're gonna save that. That's a great piece of cardboard to use. Oh, I love this with the cute little flowers on there. So you get 2 of those. Why haven't I used this? This is kind of nice. This is kind of like a watercoloring type look. And then another plaid. Okay, but don't forget these are reversible. So on the reverse side are all kinds of solids so that you can coordinate. You've got some 2 green, 2 yellow, 2 blue, 2 more green, 2 more yellow, and then 2 more blue. Okay, so you have 4, 4, 4. And then we have all kinds of fun patterns. All right, I'm gonna move some of these tools out of my way till we get to those. All right, so we need to pick some fun patterns out. Let's see. Do we like that plaid? Or do we like, let's see, this was waves. This is a fun plaid. We have that. I like that color. That's a really pretty color. I do like those yellow flowers. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to choose. You guys help me choose. Let's see. What do we definitely want? We can do, we're gonna save this for, we'll save this for something different. I think we'll use these colors. They're bright and cheery. They'll look cute next to a cute little chick. Don't forget, you guys, if you spend $65, you get that free Spring Animals bundle that includes a little chick, a bunny, I'm trying to think, and a lamb. How cute, how adorable. Mine, again, has got lost in the mail. I'm not sure what is going on with the USPS, but it's starting to tick me off a little bit. That's all I gotta say. All right, let's decide what we want to do on what sides. So we got a medium, we got small, and we got large. I think I'm going to do the large with the flowers so that we can get the most of the flowers. I think we might do this on that color, and then we'll do that one on that. I think I like this arrangement. There's yellow in that color, green, and then yellow. I don't think I want to bring any solids in. I really think I like this. Okay, so let's get, I just need to have a pencil down here, or a pen. I have markers, I just don't have, let's see what I have here. Silly that I don't just have a pen or a pencil. Let's see if I can find anything. I guess we're just gonna have to go with, and I even took my detail tool up because I wanted to take that somewhere. Okay, I am just going to use this handy dandy little resin ornament that we made a while back. And I'm just going to kind of trace around the edges, okay? This is definitely better if you use a pencil, but this will do for the time being. All right, and I'm going to try to bring in a lot of this yellow and green. So we have to do this 4 times. Twice for this and twice for that. Let's just go. Let's just do it. Let me turn this around. Let's see, because I see a lot of the green in here. Or do we want to kind of go through the middle? Go this way. Honestly, we could just trace wherever we want. So let's just do it. Keep saying it. Let's just do it. Okay, and I'm going to take that to that edge. And then we're just going to trace. That. And then we'll cut on that line. Okay, let's see if that worked. Oh yeah, that's a decent enough. Decent enough. I'm going to just kind of turn the paper around as I see some good spots here. We'll get to that part, I think I like here. Honestly, I should totally gonna be destroying this piece of paper, but hey, you know what? It was just sitting, not being used. So now we're using it. Right? Right. there. Just making an indentation. It's not a pen or pencil. Oops, did I just move? We're just kind of tracing it with that edge there. We'll have to do something about that center. All right, we got 1, 2, 3. We need one more. I think we'll just do it right here. Again, taking it to that edge. Let's see how we did. Let's just see how we did. I'm going to try to see it in the light. And I'm going to kind of cut outside of that line because we can file off any excess. You just don't want to cut it too small. Kind of tilting it so I could see the indentation that resin piece made. Because I can't find a pencil for my life. I think I would have a pencil. Just didn't want to use markers. This one's going to be close. There we go. One more to go. Should we do one and then go to the others? Let's do that. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Okay. All right. We are going to do one side at a time, of course. Oh, you know what? I didn't mark. I always did the same piece. I didn't do this piece. So for the center or the bottom part, we have to trace. All right, that's okay. Let's get these on, and then I'm thinking that I'll be able to snip that. Hopefully. Let's see, let's get it down, lined up to the bottom. Let's see if we can snip this down the middle here. It's one side. And I'm going to kind of just come in here and there we go. Perfect. And then we'll get in there and sand it somehow. Somehow we'll get in there. Okay. All right. I am going to use, let's see if I opened this up or not yet. This is the Maker's Magic. I love this. I did not open this one. This is a gloss finish. It doesn't matter what you're using. I think I've used this one. This is a matte finish. If you guys need links to this, let me know. I know I opened this. Did I not open this? I know I did. Yeah. Ooh, it's dripping. Okay. Take this off here. Let's bring this over. Let's grab. Hold on. Let's grab a brush. Okay. Get that good and wet. Apply it to our egg. good coat here. If you don't want to get messy, then use one of our ink mats to hold stuff down. It's already drying, so these eggs are really sucking it in. The type of wood that this is really, really sucking it in. It's crazy. Okay, so before that dries, let's get this piece of wood on. Kind of line it up on the bottom. You gotta line that middle. Where we cut, we gotta line that up too. So it's not crooked. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna rub that down. Nice and smooth. And we'll have to do each side before we can continue to the other side. So let's let that dry. Let's get another one. All right, then we're gonna have to do the bottom part. Okay, get that level. I'm gonna go in with my scissors. And I'm going to come in and do a real small cut next to it. And then just take that out. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's get this guy coated up. Kind of doing decoupage, but not really. We're using scrapbook paper. The thin, you don't want to use too thick of a cardstock. Kind of want to do a nice thin piece. The thinner the better, actually. Okay. Trying to put this on heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay, let's get this guy lined up. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, and then we're gonna rub that down. Whoa, whoa. I'm charging my phone. I'm gonna undo that so I can set it up here. Okay. Don't want it to buckle, which this sealant I'm using is really good about not doing that. You know, because sometimes papers can get funny and buckle. Okay, we're gonna let that become one with our pieces there. Let's get our dry tool here. See if we can help it along. Just kind of warming it up a little bit. I wonder if using a heat press, maybe that would help as well. Just kind of going over that. I know I've seen people use cling wrap and a heat press, a mini heat press or something like that. That helps too. Okay, I have all kinds of tools. I have like this, I believe it's a sanding stick or a nail file. Some people will do that, but I believe it's a sanding stick. It's washable and disinfectable, which is fun. I also have this, this is also washable and flexible, but it is a sanding block. And then I have this harder 60 grit. I like the heavier the grit, to me, the better. I think I'm gonna do this first though. We're gonna just go this way with it. This will give you a nice clean edge. Rub away from you, don't bring it backwards or you will pull up your paper or your napkin, whatever you're using. Look, perfect. Except for that inside, we'll get that. If you want to even more angle this more to let more of the paper come off and get more of a wood look on your edges, that would be cool. I'm going to try to distress it with some distress inks. So I'm going to come in just a little bit more and take off a little more of that edge. Okay, like that. It's a very ever so slight edge that I'm creating. Fun. Now, this will not get in there, and I don't want to bend it or anything like that. So this is why I brought this over, because it's so bendable. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut it in half. Good way to sharpen your scissors, right? And then I'm going to cut it in half again. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it, kind of make that little edge there, and see if that helps us get that paper away. Otherwise, you'll have to figure something out here. I think it's working. It is working. Just gotta work at it. If I could get that edge of that, you can see how it's peeling it away. If I could get it in there, I don't know if I can smush this enough to get that in there. Okay, that's that side. Let's get this side here. We just want to make this, we need to make this easy for these two pieces to go together. So we need to open that gap up. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Okay. I like how that works. So I'm probably going to use that. You could use our Dixie Belle stains. That would be pretty. You could even stain the whole thing. We're going to see where this goes, so that we want to be able to put that together. Okay, we'll have to do the other side too. So this is going to be, I wouldn't say a time-consuming project, but definitely if you like to get your hands dirty and work with wood, this is a project for you. And then after it's all said and done, you can easily chalk on these. I would definitely wax it with our wax, and then go ahead and take one of our spring transfers and chalk on top. But I would definitely wax first because this is paper and you don't want your transfer to stick. There. That went quite well. I got more of the edge off. Let's get this guy in there. I really wish I could get this guy in there. We're just gonna, it didn't take long to do this. Just need to get that edge away so that they can still intersect without sticking, and I don't want to push it all the way because I don't want to rip the paper just in case it is still a little damp. Which it might be doing a little bit. So we're going to just kind of leave that be for a moment. Okay. That's why the thinner your patterned paper, the better. All right, let's do the other side now. So let's see, let's get this. Let's get this cut. Let me use the other one. I think the other one is a little bit bigger. Okay, we're just getting it down to the bottom. I'm gonna make my little cut. And then, again, we're gonna make our cut. And then we're gonna just kind of take that piece out. Let's get our brush here. Load it up. Get a nice thick coat, because like I said, this wood does it starts drying almost immediately and sucking up that adhesive. Make sure your edges are coated real well. Okay. We're gonna apply it. Make sure you're applying it to the right side. Little edge there. All right. Oop. While it's wet, you can kind of manipulate it a little bit. You can see where I'm pressing around the edge there. I am kind of making my outline where I'm going to sand. Okay, cute. Put that one aside. All right, let's get this guy lined up. Cut up to that point. And I'm taking like, I want to say 1/8 of an inch out. Okay, let's get this all coated. You could even use this as a top coat. So once we're all done, we can coat the eggs. And then, like I said, there's a gloss finish and then there's a matte finish. Get those edges. And then that will be, it's like a protector that will protect it. I kind of dripped it there. All right, let's get this on. That's good. Watch your wet spots there. Getting sticky here. Kind of got it on my paper. Okay, let's see. Try this one. Let's get it black. Something's on there. Okay, got that off. Good. Okay, we'll wipe that off hopefully. Okay, let's get our stick. Oops. Must have been a wet spot there. Okay, remember I'm going to give it that little edge so when I go and distress it, that we can see some of the wood. Perfect. Love it. Okay, let's put that aside. Let's do this one. I love these sanding sticks. They're really good too if you're making, if you want to play with the chubbies. It could give it a nice rounded edge. Which I kind of have an idea in mind for one of our chubbies. So I'm excited to do that. Okay. I wonder if I could kind of go like this. Let's see. That kind of works too. I'm kind of pulling it up a little bit so we can get to that edge. Okay, let's do the other one real quick. Give it a somewhat of a sanded edge here. Not cracking it off. It shouldn't crack off. This is a good piece of wood. Should never really get to that point. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Messy Marvin here. Messy Marvin. Okay, let's see. Let's see how we are doing here. Just gently want to I just have a feeling because this is an opening, it's going to kind of tear it a little bit. But once it's together, it's together. I probably won't take it apart. So let's go ahead and ink it. I think I'm going to use my darker ink. That's called espresso. You can get these as a single ink pad, or this, I like this palette. I use these 4 colors a lot. And you can come in and do the edge here. Do the other side. Pick up more. Edge here. There we go. Kind of like gives it a little bit of a dirty appearance, a little rustic. You know, you can kind of come in and color it up if you want. Okay, let's do the other one. Okay. Doesn't matter where you do it, just do it, right? I think I might have used this pad for something else because it doesn't seem like it's doing what I want it to do. I mean, it's kind of doing what I want it to do. Okay. Ooh, this would be fun if we put the crackle on it too. That would be very fun. Okay, just kind of wipe over. Stuff might be going on here. And then we're going to put it together and it's going to stay that way, I think. I'm not going to coat it with that stuff, but you could. And that would definitely protect it. There is a glossy finish to it as well. I wonder if we should do that. Maybe that would be fun to do that. Although that would definitely put another layer on it, which might make it difficult to put together. Just trying not to hit that paper. I don't want it to snag it. See, it's kind of wanting to pull it up there. So I am going to kind of sand it off here. Just so that it's got a nicer, smoother transition here. Like I said, you want a nice thin pattern paper tissue. Make sure it's nice and dry. Let's kind of just rough that up over here too. All right, let's see if that works now. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And voila. There we go. How fun is that? So here's our first egg. So fun. I love it. Straighten it out. I think it's just the paper that's causing that to not want to line up straight. There we go. Fun. Okay. Yay. All right, guys. Now we got 4 more pieces to do. So we're going to be here for a while. Let's get this out of the way. I need to get a mat for down here. I warped my other mat. I wonder if it's unwarped though. I wonder if I can unwarp it. All right, let's get these traced and cut out. I think I have a mess there. Let me clean that up real quick so we don't stick anything in there. What's everybody doing? It's Ash Wednesday. If you are a Christian, happy Ash Wednesday to you. Yesterday was Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras. Does anyone celebrate? Are you in Louisiana? Tell me if you guys celebrate. I would love to know about other people's traditions. Okay. We said the big print or the flower print was going to go on there because that would be easy to see. I don't think we need that. Okay. This time I think I'm going to use my marker so I can see what I'm doing. Try to get the most flowers, although I guess it doesn't matter. And I'm kind of going to go definitely bigger than the egg. Okay, so we're going to do 2 that size. And then we got to mark the middle. We can mark the middle when we cut it. Let's get this one. Okay, and one more. Like I said, I'm making it a little bit bigger than the actual because we could sand off the edges. I mean, that's what you do. So I'm just going to kind of go around this. This one. You could do it from the opposite side, so if there is a chance the lines show, then you would have no lines. Trace on the opposite side of the pattern. Chances are you'll end up sanding that. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to kind of do it in the middle there, so let's mark our middle. And we know we're taking about 1/8 of an inch away. There's one. Let's do another one. I'm going to kind of trim it here. There we go. 1/8 of an inch, straight line. So we got 2 of the bottom. Now we gotta do 2 of the top. top is different, so let's do this. And then, oops, and 2. So you can line it up at the bottom if you want, but then cut through. Oops, let's do the other side. It's easier to do the left than the right because of the scissors. Okay. Okay, got those. All right. These are going to be so darn cute. All right, let's get these all glued up. Oops. Get all the edges. Edges are important. Definitely need to get those edges. It's starting, it dries crazily quick. All right, and then grab one of your pieces and place it. And then if you need to manipulate it a little bit, you want to lay flat. So cute. This is the top piece. Sure I'm in the frame. I always sometimes will kind of wander out. Some more. Okay. There's that. Make sure your hands aren't sticky because it'll get everywhere, and place it down. Okay. And then rub it down. Okay, we got more drips. Gotta clean up my mess. Clean up my fingers too. Okay, we got a drip here. Got some on the paper. Okay. Okay, let's get these dry. I love the yellow and the green. It's very springy. Trying to help that sealer dry before we sand off the edges. You have to do one side at a time. Okay, let's grab our sand. Definitely angling it so that I get more of that edge off, so that more of the wood shows. I don't know if you guys can see that. If you don't have a sanding stick like this, I suggest you get these because these are amazing, but if you don't, then use a sanding block. I find the coarser the grit, so this is 80. I do have a block that's 60. 60 and 80, I like using those. We gotta get a little bit of that inside here. Definitely can help with links. If you guys need links to stuff, let me know. The eggs are linked in the video description also, under 3D eggs. Pretty simple link. Get that out of there. There we go. All right, okay, let's do this guy. Let me know where you're viewing from, and welcome to Chalkin' History with Shelly Kalick. That's me. That'd be me. Love how that's just such a good edge. I just love it. Love, love, love. Okay, let's get this guy. Honestly, if you don't want to sand that inside, you don't have to. Just make sure you're cutting it about 1/8 of an inch. And then it should be okay. Okay, now we gotta do this side. Kinds of a mess here. Those edges real good. Coat the entire piece. So you wouldn't want to use hot glue or any other kind of glue. You want to use something that will coat this entire piece. And as you can see it's starting, it's just soaking up this adhesive. So make sure you get it on while it's wet, especially the edges. Okay. There we go again with my fingers. That went down perfectly. Try to rub that down, smooth it down. Let that start to dry. Let's get this one done. We also have little bunny slim cuts There's 3 to a set. I think there's 1 larger one and then 2 medium or smaller ones that you can use a transfer on. You could use tissues on, you can use paper, but you can definitely use our transfers. Paint them real cute. Let's get this flattened out. Maybe a little crooked. Let's see if I can manipulate it a little bit here. Take it off and try again. Ooh, see, it's already sticking. Oof. I'm just making a mess. I need to reposition that, guys. Reposition. There we go. Okay. I was really paying attention to the middle slit that I made there. I wanted to line that up real well. Definitely push it off to the edges. Let's get it dry. Do all kinds of stuff. You can put dimensional, they have like a glitter paint. You can do all kinds of stuff to really, really make these cutouts adorable. Okay, let's get these started. Love when it comes off in one piece. Okay, just making sure I'm close to the edge, or to the edge how I like it. A little more on the bottom. I want more of an edge showing. Okay. Awesome. I don't think I'm going to do that edge. That edge is cut pretty well, so I don't think I'm going to do that edge. Plus, you're really not going to see it. So if you guys get close enough to it, don't even worry about sanding in there. If you use tissue, you could always do the fire trick. Just be careful. The fire trick, if you're using tissue, like tissue paper or napkins, after everything's dry, and as long as you haven't used like alcohol inks or anything like that, if you light the edge of whatever you're using, that will burn away. It burns all away. And then leaves you like kind of with a burnt edge. But you can kind of clean that off. But do it in a safe spot. Don't take chances. All right, there's that. Perfect. So these guys will fit in like that until you get to the paper. It gets a little thick, so we'll kind of ease it through. Let's get it inked around the edges. And I'm going to change this out because I'm not sure what I did there. Let me get another piece here. Okay. Rolling on stuff here. Okay. There we go. Get our ink pad. So I'm using the ground espresso. Okay. Oh yeah, that's much better. Much, much better. Much better. And then get in the insides there. And if you want to give it a good smudge here and there, dirty it up a bit. You never want to take your surface and rub it in your ink pad because that will ruin your ink pad. So don't do that. Kind of like that. Squeaky. I have refills for these inks because they do tend to dry out. So you definitely want a nice juicy ink pad. This side, and then we can put this guy together. You could definitely paint the edges if you want. All right, this guy is dirtied up. Let's see if we can shimmy him together here. So, oh yeah, this one went, well, I was gonna say, just right as I went in my mouth, right? This one seems to be shimmying a little easier. Once we get it all the way down. Come on, you. Oh, come on. Don't want to crack it. There might be a thick spot with the paper. I'm trying to use whatever strength I have, which is not much. Okay, I'm gonna try to back it out now. I'm not being successful, you guys. There we go. You can see it's kind of it's kind of tearing up that paper because it's a little thicker than tissue paper. So I'm going to come through here and take some of that paper out. We could re-ink it. Plus too, if it's not completely dry, that may give it some hesitation. So we could always put that side to the back. Let's see here. See if that helped at all. See, it keeps getting held up on that. It may not be dry yet. Just took a nice old chunk out of there. Let's put this guy aside, let him dry. Let's do the next two. Throw this out. Definitely, as we're doing this, I would recommend a very thin patterned paper. I would recommend tissue paper. Maybe not tissue paper because that seems paper thin. Or really thin. I would probably do a napkin if you're gonna do it. Okay. Let's get, this is the last pattern we're gonna play with. And like I said, we could trace on the other side. Let's see. Do we wanna try to keep this uniform? Why not, right? Why not? There's one. Okay, there's that. Then on this side, let's do it, instead of on the green, let's center it on the yellow. See how that looks on our eggs. That guy. We'll do our slits once we get it on and all that. I was excited to see the end results. I think I'm going to try. I have to go I do my mom's for a little bit today, so I'm hoping to come back live tonight to show you. Do you remember the Happy Easter minis we did? Remember these guys? Remember these guys? I got a special little surprise. Special, we're gonna finish them up just a little bit differently. And they're gonna be so fun. Those are our heat transfers. Okay. So here's the 2 green, here's the 2 yellow. So 2 green, excuse me, 2 yellow. Try not to go too far up. 1/4 inch, or I'm sorry, 1/8 of an inch. That's all you want is 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Same thing. This is the other side. All right, let's get them glued down. Getting to the finish line, folks. Definitely want to make sure I get those edges. And while it's still wet, you can wiggle it around. And then flatten that down. A little bit of glue here. So let's get, I don't want to use paper or white because I think the wet white might ruin the paper, so we're just going to do that. Okay. And wipe our table. Such a messy Marvin. Are you guys as messy as I am? Like, do you say, oh yes, I feel you, because I know exactly, I do the same thing? Or are you like, ooh, cringe? I'm not that messy, Shelly. Tell me in the comments, are you a messy Marvin when creating? Or are you very neat? I want to hear. There's that one. Kind of crazy, our trimmers fit right down the center perfectly. Our blade must be like 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Alrighty, let's get this one on. Rough. I'm not sure if you can hear my little guy or not. Okay, let's get one of these on. Why do my hands keep getting this on there? There we go. Sheesh. Okay, let's get these dry. Really hope we can get that one together. Really hoping. I'll hand it off. Okay, check my edges. I'm not going to bother with the inside on that one. Okay, almost there. I think my hand's getting tired. Okay. Now we gotta do the other sides. Okay, top. Okay, put that down, flatten it out. Let it dry. Let's get this one. Really no science to this, honestly. Just snap this stuff on while it's still wet. Apply. You can move it around and manipulate it a little bit. Okay, let's get these dry. Can't believe we're almost done. Yay. Nice and dry. All right, sand these edges off. we went out to dinner last night. Wanted to get some really bad food before the Lenten season began. Okay, that one's done. But then I started not feel good. I got really warm. It was really weird. And then it goes away. I think it's hormonal, unfortunately. But I feel like an incinerator. And I can't cool down. It's like internal. It's crazy. Anybody else feel like that? And it kind of goes away. And then I can carry on. But you can kind of, like, I kind of start to feel a little sick to my stomach too, you know, and then it goes away. I don't know, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, let's get rid of our garbage. I'm excited to see if these come together a little easier. All right, let's get our ink. Get it nice and soupy. I think I need to re-ink my inkers. Need to get them a little more juicy. Juicy is the name of my grand cat. Haven't seen him in a while. Probably not since Christmas time. Juicy cat. Just kind of dirtying him up here. Grungy. Squeaking. Can't wait to put these guys out. I think I'm gonna start decorating for spring. I'm done with all this winter and snow. Anybody else? I'm just done. I've had it. Today's a nice day, but it's gray out. Kind of spitting, you know, misty kind of feeling, the kind of weather that people think, oh, I'm gonna wear shorts, and then it snows the next day and people get sick and all that. Just random spots, just randomly dirtying it up. You could see how the edge gets dark. Just grunging it up. Excuse me. All right. Okay, fingers crossed. It still feels cool to me, like cold, like wet. So I don't want to rush it. Let's see what these feel like. Let's see, I kind of took a chunk out of there. Let's see if we can get this guy together now. Now that he's sat a while. If I could somehow, tilting works. that worked, although back to that certain part. Like it just goes down. Oh, there we go. Yay. Yay. Maybe it was still just wet. Okay. Yay. Oh my gosh, how cute. Okay, so we got that guy and that guy. All right, feel like we need to wait on this one. Feel like I shouldn't push it, but I'm gonna push it. Like I wish I could spread them apart, but I can't even do that, or can we? Well now, that's a fancy trick. Go sideways, and then it should work. Just wiggle it the rest of the way if I can. Ooh, and I like how the pattern matches. It like links up. There we go. That's the trick. Go at it at an angle. Okay, and then fix your bottoms. Just watch you don't crack it. Oh my gosh, look how that matches up. We did that perfectly, yay. All right, so here's our, let's get a good side. Let's get the good side showing. Here's that's my disaster there. Okay, oh my gosh, I love my eggs. I hope you guys love this. It is time consuming, but it's fun, and it ends up coming out real fun. You don't have to dirty it up. You could just leave it as is. You could chalk on the pieces before you put those together. You can chalk on paper. Just make sure you're waxing it. Have fun. Yay! I'm gonna go take it upstairs. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's demo. If you need anything, let me know. Comment links or help or whatever it is you need help with, and I will be there for you. Have a great day, and I hope to see you guys again soon.